Rock on, friends. Time to get a little activity in. It's gonna be a good one. Thanks for coming on in. I'm Coach Jelena, and we are doing a full body workout today. Let's get warmed up with some external shoulder rotations. First, I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the clock here. Here we go. External shoulder rotations means you have those from elbow to fingertip, horizontal, slide those elbows back, and then go vertical, fingertips to the elbows. Reach on up as high as you can go, then come back down. Elbows are on the same plane as the shoulders there. Get that rotation in and glide upward. If you ever want to try this, you could be doing a wall sit. So working your legs and see if you can kind of open up, even get the back of the palms or the forearms in contact with the wall and slide it up. That's a nice way to open up in here. All right, Frankensteins are next. So we have arms out, shoulders down, nice straight leg with a flexed heel. And we are stretching out those hamstrings on the back there and getting a nice frame hold for that upper body. And think about your core working to help bring that leg up. All right, good times. We got a 2-station freestyle setup for you today. And again, it is full body. So the first 2 stations have 2 moves at them. A squat and twist is next for our warm-up. So we're gonna squat in the center here, get a little rotation like a lot of action figures and dolls are. They have that rotation at the hips there. If you need to take out the jump, you're gonna squat, and then you can take the full twist out by kind of being a little bit more robotic and facing the same direction as your toes, or you could always squat and then kind of step through that twist. Oh yeah, very nice. Now we're moving on to an A skip. So it's a little kind of high knee and a little skip in place. Try to catch some air and then toe ball heel down in the landing. If you are not jumping, then you can kind of do a little burst step here. This is like a video game character jump kind of deal. And if you need to, you can always keep those heels down and just pump those legs, coming on up, opposite arm with that opposite leg. All right, let's go back to those external shoulder rotations. If you want to try the wall sit here with it, you can. Otherwise, just try to get it down. There's a profile view for you, sliding it up. Okay, keep going with that one. I'm gonna start showing you our workout. Like I was saying, the first 2 exercises at the first station, 35 seconds each exercise, 3 rounds. That's repeating the pattern, same for station 2. And then station 3 is the freestyle. It has 4 moves at it, still 35 seconds and 3 rounds, but that's gonna be one big long station for you. All right, we're moving on to those Frankensteins next. All right, keep it going for 30 seconds. If you have 2 weights, you can work with those. Even better if you just have 1 moderate weight here, and you'll be able to decide if you have a variety of weights, which ones to use where after you see these demonstrations. So the first one, you're gonna be holding 1 weight, cupping the ends. If you have a kettlebell, you're gonna grab onto it here with that top bar at the top here. Actually, you know what? It's upside down at that same thing with the ball of it face up, so it'll be upside down. I think you just did Frankenstein, so you're onto your squat and twist. Alrighty. So for that halo, you're gonna start cupping the ends if you have a weight upside down with that kettlebell. So it's in front of the collarbone here. You're going to put it over one shoulder, back behind your head very close, over the other shoulder, and then back in front of you. And then you're gonna reverse it, take it back around. This is that halo. So you're not necessarily going over your head like an angel halo. Think of it more like a little planet. Let's see, the sun around us around the sun, sorry, wrong way. Okay, A skip is next. So a little bit more of a planet orbit. And then we're gonna come on down to the back for some ankle taps. So you're gonna be on the back, heels are somewhat close to the glutes. Go ahead and get that crunch on so shoulder blades are up off the ground. Then you're gonna reach left hand towards the left ankle, right hand towards the right ankle. If it's a little too easy for you, then take those feet farther away so you have to reach farther. Alrighty, you're moving on to your external shoulder rotations. And then we're gonna have the weight in our right hand for station 2 to kick it off. Go ahead and start with that palm facing the midline of the body, and then that weight's right by the shoulder there. And without tilting or anything, you're gonna go ahead and press overhead right over the shoulder without lifting those ribs. Ribs are down, nice tailbone tucked under there. And then back down over the shoulder, press, and then back. The second exercise is the same thing on the left side. Move on to your Frankensteins, please, for your warm-up. Next, to kick off the freestyle station, is a flutter squat. So we're gonna do a little flutter of the feet and a nice centered squat. So a little flutter is here, right foot, left foot, and then sit into that squat. If you're modifying, you can always tap it back. If you're doing that though, really flex your leg and tap it back nice and strong, and then nice centered squat. Then we'll grab our weight again and do a sumo style. Sorry, this is the goblet. Sorry, it isn't sumo. This is goblet hold. You're onto your squat and twist, I believe, if I'm misquoting back to the A skip. Okay, so goblet hold right here for the sumo stance. It's much wider than a traditional squat stance, which is shoulder width, and your toes are pointed out because your knees are going to go out. You're keeping your torso relatively upright. You're gonna feel this one deep in the inner thighs, deep in the glutes. So there's your sumo squat. I'll show you that one from the side for a couple here. There you go. Alrighty. Finishing up on those A skips, unless you're moving, I think that's the one we're on. We'll stick with those A skips. Heisman's are next, demonstration here. Think of it as a 1, 2, 3. You're gonna step, step, knee. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you need to modify, it's more of a march, but still get that nice high knee lift in there. And then we'll finish it off with a 180 jump squat. So if you're facing one direction, if you're comfortable with this and you're able to jump, you're gonna sit into a squat, jump, turn, and land, go into the next squat, facing the 180 opposite direction. Finish off with the external shoulder rotations, please, everybody. I'll just show you the modification here for that 180 jump squat. Would be a regular squat, sitting those hips back, and then go ahead and pivot to the opposite direction. Watch out for those heels getting stuck, and then rotate back. All right. Now we've seen all the moves, and we'll be fun surprise for that finisher when it comes around. Hopefully you're nice and warmed up. If you feel like you're not, please do some more warm-ups right here, especially if you notice we did some moves that you know you need a little extra time on. So spend a little time, pause it right here, or maybe if you wanna, over here, warm up. You can replay that video so you can get more of those warm-ups in, more time. Alrighty, so we're grabbing one weight here and we're standing, or you can be in a kneeling position for that first one. 35 seconds is going on the clock. Here we go. Holding both ends here, or if you have that kettlebell, it is upside down. Alrighty, ready, friends? I'm gonna grab a kettlebell just so you can see what that looks like. Just in case you have one at home, it gets a little confusing if you don't see it. So I'm gonna start off here with the weight, and then I'll switch it and show you the kettlebell. Ready, set, here we go. All right. So if you have that weight, it's going over one shoulder, close behind your head, over the other shoulder, and back to center in front of that collarbone, and then back around. So you go one direction and then the other. If you have that kettlebell, it's upside down, so the flat part is up here, and you're holding onto the sides, good grip. Again, open up that elbow, keep it close to you, right around your head. So if you have a bun or ponytail, or long hair or whatnot, and you're messing it up, even if you have shorter hair, then you're doing this one right. If your arms are grazing, your forearms are grazing, and you're messing up your hair here. Keep it nice and close. All right, come on down. We're doing those ankle taps next. So you're on your back, drawing the navel to the spine, ribs down, and you're going to reach left hand to left ankle, getting a little shift side to side. So if I was to see you from the ceiling, I see your torso and ribs, shoulders, kind of doing a little windshield wiper action. If it's too close, it's too easy, you're doing a little teeny tiny motion, then take those feet a little bit farther out or closer together to get a bigger, nice arch in, that nice rainbow shape. Keep it up here. We're going for 35 seconds. If you need a little neck support, you can be here, just don't crank on your neck. All right, we're coming on up for those halos. Grab your weight or your kettlebell, and I'm gonna show you from the side here. It goes over one shoulder, back behind the head. See how close I keep it. Over the other shoulder and back in front. and then reverse. So you really have to open up those elbows and then bring them back in, tuck them back in by your sides or your ribs here, back to that starting position before you send it back out. You gotta really make sure your ribs are down, you're not arching your back, and you have those core muscles super on right here. Give me 7 more seconds of that halo, and then we're coming back down to the back for those ankle taps. You're looking good. All right, I'll go back to the kettlebell on the next round here. Okay, on your back, ribs down, navel drawing into the spine, reaching same side hand to same side ankle. Again, if your range of motion isn't very big, but you know you can do more, take those feet farther away or move them in closer to each other. So you have to reach farther or get a bigger side to side motion in. And again, if you need fingertips behind the ears, you can do that. Just make sure you're getting a big rotation, and you could let go and then support. That's a good option. All right, almost there. Nice. Here's round 3, everybody. You know what it looks like with the dumbbell, so I'm gonna show you again with that kettlebell. It's upside down. Here's that flat part right on top here. We're keeping it close, still taking it over one shoulder, back behind the head close, and then back to center. So it's very close to my head. You don't wanna reach far out, especially if you have a heavier weight. You gotta keep it close to you. Work from the center out. Nice work. All right, feel that core working to stabilize you. Little bend in the knees can help. Almost there. Beautiful. Last one. There it is. Okay, coming on back down for those ankle taps. Here we go. Okay, start with a crunch and then add in that reach. Remember, if you're just barely moving here, then I encourage you to move those feet away or move them closer together so you have farther to reach. Make yourself get a little twist in. And again, if we're watching out for my cord back there getting all twisted up, if you need a little support for your neck, try to make sure there's a fist size between your chin and your chest here, and then reach, reach, reach. Good. This is the last few seconds to go for those ankle taps. Nice. All right. You can grab a sip of water here, and then we'll start station 2, round 1. We're going for 3 rounds. Single armed press overhead. If you're watching out for your shoulder here, then you can just, you can do more of a bicep curl instead. Or let's say you want to work on your shoulder mobility, keep it in the center here and then go overhead. All right, here we go. It's in the right hand if you're going single-handedly here. Here we go. Palm is facing the midline of the body. So I got my weight here and ribs are down. I'm gonna press it up. If you have a weight that you can press up without any generation of power from your lower body, great. If you're working with a real heavy weight, keep your center. You're gonna put a little bend in your knees and hips, and then as you straighten them up, use that power for a little push press here. Otherwise, if you can handle that weight, you're going up without tilting side to side at all. Nice. Feet are nice and planted. Wiggle those toes. Last few seconds. All right, switch it to the left side now. Roll out those shoulders. Here we go. We're going for that overhead press. If you have a kettlebell, I'll show you that one next. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it here. It's gonna be on the back side of your wrist. So nice and careful how you get it there. Don't bonk your wrist and get a bruise. And remember, if you need a little help from your legs, you have a heavy weight, you could do a little bend in the knees, little bend in the hips, and as you straighten, that's giving you that burst of energy, power going up. And if you're watching out for a shoulder injury, you're right here. You're just making sure to keep the shoulders down, ribs are down, not arching. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the right side here. If you're working with a kettlebell, it's on the back side of your wrist here. You're still keeping the palm facing the midline of the body, and then all the way up, all the way down here. And then if you need a little help from those legs, it's right here. So make sure you have that specific grip where the weight's on the side here. And if you need a little bit of a wrist guard, maybe you're not used to that kettlebell, you might end up with a bruise back there. You wanna punch through and take it back down, trying not to tilt at all. Almost, good. All right, other side. If you have an Apple Watch or anything, Fitbit, it might get in the way here. So you might wanna rotate and flip it around so the face doesn't get scratched. If you are using a kettlebell, and then you're good to go if you have that weight. Press and down. If it's somewhere in between, like you're not quite sure if you can lift it with good form at home without some leg drive, then go ahead and use a little bit. Otherwise, we're going for a strict overhead press. And remember that nice grip, kind of tuck it in, kind of tuck in your wing if you're using that kettlebell. Last few seconds here. Ribs are down. All right, here's round 3. Going back to that right arm, whether you have that kettlebell or that dumbbell, so the other arm is free, unless of course you're watching out for a shoulder injury and you wanna go both hands holding on to one, in which case ribs are down, tuck under that tailbone, squeeze the core and glutes, and take it up over those shoulders and then down. If you have a mirror or a window reflection near you, a great thing to do is check in there. Make sure you're not lifting those ribs or pulling that tailbone back behind you. Last 7 seconds here. We are doing it, getting it done, everybody. Looking strong. Good, right over that shoulder. All right, roll it out. Here we go, left side, left hand has that weight and that palm is facing that midline of the body. If your weight is super light, I'm sorry, I should have showed you this. If your weight is super light, you're not getting much of a workout with that palm facing the midline press. You can do palm facing out and then press, keep that palm facing away from you. So more of a military style press, especially if your weights are very light, that helps you get more of that upper body workout in. When we press overhead, we tend to lift those ribs, so make sure it's down. Everything's on here, and press up overhead. Good, right over that shoulder. Nice. All right, we're taking a sip of water, and we're going into that freestyle station. Flutter squat is first. So flutter of the feet, a little switch, and then a squat. Ready? Here we go. Flutter and squat. If you're not jumping through it, then tap it back, but make sure you squeeze and like the glute is tapping back behind you, and then squat nice and center. Switch, switch, and squat. You can always rotate which foot is going back first, whether it's left, right, or right, left. If you want to stay on the same pattern for this whole round, you could switch it up next round. No problem. 6 more seconds. Knees tracking same direction as those toes, hips going back. All right, now we're grabbing our weight. We're gonna get that goblet hold in, meaty part of the palms under the weight, shoulders down and back. Toes are out to the sides, sending those knees out, and you're gonna squeeze and pull up like there's a string pulling you up nice and tall. Good, nice open stance. I'm gonna show you this one from the side. All right, you're over halfway through this one. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze, press into those legs, stand it up. You might not have as deep a range of motion on this one than a regular squat. Keep it up, keep it up. Woo. All right, set that weight down, careful. We're going for those Heismans. Step, step, knee. Here we go. Boom, boom, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Step, step, knee. Getting it done. Woo! Picture yourself, those feet are going in and out of those big tires, relay style, or you got your football here and you're blocking. Get it going. Come on, football fans. Let's go, let's go. If you're not a football fan, we can still work on that fancy footwork right here. March through it if you need to. Step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. Last few seconds here. Give me 3 more. Woo! All right. 180 jump squat. We're gonna face the side here, sit into a squat. If you're able to jump, land, go into that squat, please do. If not, get your squat on, pivot, rotate, opposite wall, squat, pivot, rotate, opposite wall. There you go. Good. I'm gonna show you one from the front here. Squat, jump, land, right. Woo! It's all right if you step back. That means your weight's in your heels. That's okay. You wanna try to land, go right into that squat. You don't wanna practice twisting, stopping, and then going into your squat. All right. Round one of the freestyle. Done. We're gonna pause for a sip and then get back into that flutter squat. It's a fun one. Are you having fun? If you're sweating, that means you're having fun. Here we go. Flutter squat. Switch it up if you can. Not just the same foot going back first. You wanna get a variety in, not always rely on the same leg to go back first. Switch it up. If you'd stayed on the same leg leading last time, maybe always that right foot going back. Switch it up. Get that left to right first. Almost. Nice. All right, we're grabbing our weight. Goblet hold. Here we go. Shoulders down and back, wider stance. Toes out, knees going out. Let me show you here. Keep it going, keep it going. If you have a kettlebell, you might be holding it like this. Or if you prefer, you could have it upside down. That's nice and comfortable there. And you're still trying not to bend forward at the waist and bring the chest forward. Keep your chest up. Good. Let me see that beautiful sweaty face of yours. Almost 3 seconds. Woo! Hatsa. Alrighty. It's time for those Heismans. That 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Get that knee. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Nice. Cover some ground. Get a little lateral. Nice little twist. Core's engaged. Get that knee up there. See if you can take that knee past your waistband, higher than your belly button, whether you're marching through it or getting those quick steps. Boom, 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 boom. All right, 5 seconds. Pump it right here. Pump those arms. Last couple. Good. Whew. Okay, 180 jump squat, and we'll get that sip of water. Here we go. Squat, jump, land, sit into that squat. If you're pivoting, face one direction, squat, and then pivot. Make sure your toes come with you. Knees tracking out over those toes. No squats with knees going forward. Think about the hips going back. Alrighty, generate the power, land, and squat. You gotta push off from the ground, get that twist. You can use the arms. Last few seconds. Woo! All right. We're doing great. Woo! Last round. Okay. Here we go for that flutter squat. Let's go. Boom, boom, and squat. We're getting plenty in right here. Way to work those legs. Get a little cardio in. If you're stepping through, I want you to squeeze, flex the legs straight, and tap like you're a robot, and all the power's coming from your glute. Then squat nice and center. Boom, boom. Super stiff leg. There it is. Whichever one you're doing, heels are down for that squat. Final few seconds. Woo! All right. Grab your weight or your kettlebell. Here we go. Goblet hold. Toes are out. Squat. Sumo squat here. So the toes have to be out to the sides in order for those knees to go out to the side. Another profile for you here. Keeping that chest up. Breathe. Heels stay planted. Almost there. Give me 11 more seconds here on that awesome sumo squat here. Work with the weight. Legs are strong. Gotta challenge them. Final few seconds. Woo, yes. All right. Here we go for those Heismans. That 1, 2 knee. Ready? Let's go. There it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you're gonna go super fast and go ha 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 ha, 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 ha. Whatever you're doing, pick a good pace to challenge yourself. I'm picking one that I can make sure I can talk to you. So keep breathing here, pumping it. Even if you're doing this one, step, step, knee, bring it up, pump. That's it. 7 seconds. Whatever level it is, you can be proud of it. Let's go, let's go. Almost. All right, 180 jump squat. Let's face the side and get ready to work it. Squat, jump, land, go right into that squat. You could use your arms for balance. If you're working on that jump, you could always start with a quarter turn. So if you're facing me, you could squat and just do a quarter turn. Try not to stop. You're trying to come out of the squat, jump, turn. So you can start with a little quarter if a whole 180 is too intimidating for you. So squat, quarter turn. Nice. All right. There we go. You could always work up to it. Or maybe your 180 is just shy of an exact 180. I love that you're working on it. Okay, let's grab a sip of water and then I'll show you our finishing moves. All right, if you have wrist supports, you're welcome to use those here. Otherwise, you're gonna go for the second exercise and the first technically in high plank position with those hands right underneath those shoulders, extended arms. Alrighty. So for our first one, let's move this stuff out of the way. We won't need our weights. Okay, so for our first one, we're gonna do a dynamic plank. So if you're off your toes, they are separated. So I have about 2 feet between my 2 feet. You're gonna start off with the hands right under the shoulders. You're gonna come down to the elbows, bring those hips down with you, and then come back up. And you can also do this one off of the knees, down into a low plank, and then back up to that high plank. Down, down, up, up. Our second move is a frog hop. So we're going hands underneath those shoulders here, starting up in that high plank position, and then you're gonna hop it up, feet nice and flat, and then hop it back. And I'll show you this one from the front here. Back in that high plank, and then hopping it up, feet flat, try to get close to the hands, and big bend in the knees. If you need to modify this one, no problem. Then you're gonna step through it, up, up, back, and back. Up, up, back and back, alternating that lead leg. All right, so our pattern with these 2 moves, you're gonna start off, pick a number. Let's say you pick 10. So you're gonna work up to 10. You're gonna do 1 of each, then 2 of each, the dynamic plank and the frog hop, then 3 of each until you get to 10. Once you get to 10, you're gonna walk it back down, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you have time to do that, or at least get far into it. If you wanna pick a number like 6 or 8 and do that, 1 of each, 2 of each, all the way to that number, that's fine. But we are putting 3 minutes on the clock, so please work for the 3 minutes. So if you happen to meet it, you picked a lower number, that's fine, just come back in and start over again. All right, so we're starting counting up to your number, and then you're gonna go back down to make that pyramid. Alrighty, 3 minutes on the clock. We're starting with that dynamic plank first, off the toes or off the knees. Ready, high plank position to start, and go. So down to the elbows, back up, and then you'll go right into that frog hop for 1, and then back down. Go ahead and separate those feet for that dynamic plank. We're doing 2 this time. Once you're up, you're doing those frog hops for 2, and then dynamic plank for the next 3. If you're modifying that dynamic plank, you're off the knees. Knees are way back behind the hips. Down, down, up, up. You're getting 3 in. After you get to 3, you're doing that frog hop. If you're modifying that frog hop, step it up, back, and back. That's 1. Up, back, and back. That's 2. Up, back, and back. That's 3. Then you're going back to your dynamic plank. Separate your knees or your feet for 4. count up with your number for that pyramid. Once you get there, whatever number you picked, then you're going to go back down. So if you pick 10, try to count up to 10, starting at 1, and then come back down with the remaining time. 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 1. Good, everybody. All right, we got over a minute done and out of the way. Nice work. I'm gonna let you know when you're down to 1 minute left. If you hit your number, you go all the way up and down that pyramid with your timing, great. You're still gonna keep moving, still keep doing these 2 moves for the remainder of the 3 minutes, please. That is your finisher. Keep it up, whether you're jumping through those frog hops or stepping through it. I definitely lost count. Keep it up here for your dynamic plank. Hands under your shoulders, then elbows under your shoulders. So you're going from a high plank to a low plank, and you're making sure not to leave your hips behind. Bring them with you. This is your final minute, friends. Go for it. Here it is. Keep counting up to whatever number you picked. Good. Maybe you picked 6 or 8 to get up to. Maybe you're already on that descension part already. Good for you. For your dynamic plank, get a little stretch if you need to. Shoulders down. Make sure you come on down and then come on back up. Nice core involvement. And then right after you're done, you come out to that high plank. You go right into that frog hop, whether you're hopping through it or stepping through it. This is it, friends. Your final 30 seconds. Let me see you keep working. Keep breathing, keep going here. You have a nice flat back for that frog hop and for that dynamic plank. Here's your home stretch, 15 seconds or less. Keep breathing through it. Get those numbers in and back to that next exercise. You're in your final few seconds here. You gotta keep moving all the way through. Buzzer is coming in 3, 2. All right. Nice. Woo! Okay, we're at 30 minutes. Please stay with us and stretch here. Stretching is super important, so please do it with us right here. It's all part of it. You want a well-rounded way of taking care of yourself and your body, so please practice that. Okay, let's go ahead and have a seat. Legs extended here. Now we're going to cross right over left and then twist to the right. So you're hugging onto that leg here, drawing it in. You're even getting a little shoulder stretch in that back shoulder and neck stretch here. Nice. We had one of our boot campers' daughters call this one Barbie on the beach. And before she started the stretch, she would go like this. It was pretty cute. She was adorable. Still is, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and cross left over right here. And then we're gonna hug and twist. Whew, very nice. We're slowing down that breathing. If your heart rate's pumping from those frog hops, I totally get it. They are a heart pumper. So take a breath in through your nose if you're feeling that. Out through the mouth. Look over that shoulder as you breathe out. You can even take it back to more neutral with your gaze. And then exhale, twist. Nice. Feel free to get 3 breaths in or 4 or 5. Even if your heart isn't pumping, it's always nice to take that awesome deep breath after a good workout. It always feels extra good. Plus, sometimes we get to working and we forget to breathe. So you want to make sure you do that. Let's come on down to the back here and get our final stretches in. So we're going to go ahead and hug the knees or the shins or the ankles, whatever is comfortable for you, and rock side to side. I'm just going to wiggle my mic pack a little bit out of the way there. Just a little free massage from the floor. Thanks, floor. It's not the best massage, but it's pretty good for a free one. Count it. All right, great workout. I am going to quickly show you the next set of stretches here so you can do these, and I encourage you to hold them longer. They feel amazing. Let's stretch out the left leg long, and then you're gonna bend the right knee, take the left hand on the outside of the right knee. I'll move this out of the way. And left hand on the outside of the right knee's crossing the left side of the body, and you're reaching out that right arm and looking right. Let me check the time here. All right, we're a little over, so I'm gonna hold this one short for a short amount of time, but please feel free to hold this one for at least 30 seconds. And of course, you'll do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and keep holding this one, and then you can switch when you're ready with that right leg long, right hand on the outside of the left knee. Left knee's crossing the right side of the body. Reach out that left arm and look left. So if you're spending a few extra seconds on the other side, then you'll switch to this side and do another 30 seconds. I'm gonna call it right there and wrap up the video. Please feel free to do some more stretches, especially if your upper body is tender. Go ahead and get a scorpion in or a tricep stretch. Open up the chest, whatever feels good to you. If you need some more leg stretches, get those quads, hamstrings, whatever you need. Listen to your body and please give yourself a few more minutes of stretching. We'll see you soon for your next amazing workout. You kick butt, keep it up.